Welcome to our channel, Roaming Wild Settlers. Today we're taking a drive. We're headed north into Montana to check out an Old West ghost town known as Nevada City, Montana. 9 booming gold camps sprawled along remote Alder Gulch in 1863. Nevada City and Virginia City were the largest. In December 1863, Nevada City's main street was the scene of the miners' court trial and hanging of George Ives. This event was the catalyst for the forming of the Vigilantes. This group of vigilantes are known for bringing law and order to the area when they went after a group of violent outlaws known as the Road Agents. Their leader was former sheriff of Bannock by the name of Plummer. Plummer refused to come to the aid of George Ives when the vigilantes got a hold of him, out of fear for what they would also do to him. After taking care of George, the vigilantes set out to find the rest of the road agents. In early January, they went after 9 men. 1 was not found and another escaped. 7 were tried and 5 were found guilty and executed. These 5 men were Frank Parrish, Jack Gallagher, Boone Helm, Hayes Lyons, and George Lane. Dozens of stores and cabins extended back 6 blocks, but by 1876, only a few residents remained at Nevada City. The gold dredges later came through, leaving piles of tailings as big as barns, and by 1920, the highway had cut the town in half. By 1955, Cora and Alfred Finney were the only remaining residents. 15 years later, the town was used for Western films like Little Big Man in 1970, and later for films like Missouri Breaks, Return to Lonesome Dove, 1,000 Pieces of Gold, and most recently, The Ballad of Lefty Brown.
Okay, so what we found was best for parking here was right next to, I believe it's the train station here. It's kind of this open little pull-through area. Has a ton of shade, and it's right across from where you pay to enter to the Living History Museum, which is right there.
$3,777. Although the meaning of this number is a debated mystery, the purpose it serves is very clear. It was a warning that left no doubt in the mind of the person who found this sign posted on their cabin door or tent flap. It meant to get out and keep going. The Montana Highway Patrol display this number on their patch to this day as a symbol of warning to any wrongdoer. The Music Hall. Originally built in 1912 as the recreation hall at Canyon Lodge in Yellowstone Park. You see, Charles Sue Bovee began collecting buildings in the early 1940s, acquiring Nevada City from Lester and Mary Stiles. They began to place buildings here in 1959. Nevada City became a haven for endangered structures. Today, more than 90 buildings from across Montana line the streets. The state of Montana now maintains the historic resources at Nevada City. If you do end up making your way out here to Nevada City and you find yourself in the music hall, make sure you take the time to look around at all the different instruments and music machines. They all have very informative signs that tell you about what it is, when it was made, and where it came from. Maybe it takes a little while to warm up. I mean...
Or it's a donation box.
Yeah. According to the information that this museum provides, this 1870s jail was likely built as a place for soldiers from nearby Fort Shaw to sleep off the effects of a night out on the town.
Need a bath. Come on.
Hello.
Hi there.
Hey,
Pepper.
howdy.
Hi.
Sullivan's Saddlery. Gad Upson was appointed the first Blackfoot agent in Fort Benton in 1863, and this building housed the Indian Agency. In 1865, acting Governor Thomas Meagher, Upson, and 40 Blackfeet and other tribal representatives signed an important treaty in the building, later known as the Council House. The structure was a flop-on-the-floor hotel and saloon. In 1881, Sullivan and Goss set up their saddlery in the building and supplied saddles to many famous Montana ranchmen until 1926. When the saddlery closed and became the county shop, artist Charlie Russell was a frequent visitor. Complete with its original inventory intact, this was Charlie Bovey's first building acquisition and started his display of real complete buildings in the Great Falls Fairgrounds called Old Town. The Old Town buildings were moved to Nevada City in 1959. Most are located on this street. The fire station. Reconstructed from parts of the Basin Fire Station, this building houses a variety of vintage fire equipment. The Basin Fire Bell hangs on a tower fashioned from the earthquake-damaged chimney of the Old Faithful Inn in Yellowstone Park. The blacksmith shop. Before automobiles, every small town had at least one blacksmith shop in it, just like this one. This particular shop was operated by Smokey Eberl. Eberl made branding irons, and he tried them out on the doors and the walls of his shop, which was originally located in Augusta, Montana. Criterion Hall. This end of Criterion Hall was modified by Hollywood for the movie Missouri Breaks, filmed here in 1975, and has appeared in many other movies including Thousand Pieces of Gold in 1989 and Return to Lonesome Dove in 1993. This is pretty cool.
Yeah, you know what would be cooler?
If they serve beer.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, this would be a cool spot to shoot a scene too, I think. I mean, Old West bar, saloon.
Yeah.
Can't really go up the stairs. I think they have them kind of blocked off for a reason. What are you guys doing?
Hanging out.
Hanging out in an Old West saloon?
Uh-huh. Do you want to hear the history on this one?
Sure.
Okay. I don't know how to pronounce it. Depuis Dupuis House was built in 1871 by E.S. Dupuis. Is penciled on a log under the front porch of this little house from near Lauren, Montana. Torn down for firewood, it was rescued and put back together here in 1976. It was used for training the families for the PBS TV series Frontier House in 2001 and is furnished today with the items used by the Clune family in that show.
Oh, God.
But those words, built in 1871 by E.S. Dupuis, is penciled in. It's on the log under there. Oh, so this one, Applebound and Crab Store. It's stocked with circa 1914 era goods. This log building came from the Burt Maynard Ranch near Ennis. It was featured as a general store in the movies Little Big Man from 1970, featuring where Dustin Hoffman was Crab, and Return to Lonesome Dove in 1993.
Very cool. Little Big Man, that's a good one. Old
I haven't seen it.
You have to watch it.
This is cool. So it's called the Finney Homestead. The Frank Finney family occupied this original house from 1864 until 1958. Wow.
Wow.
The oldest part of their house. The oldest part of their house, the low kitchen, was built in 1863, and in 1864 the front room with the second floor was added. The original fireplace was closed when the Finneys could afford the luxury of a wood stove. They replaced the logs. The replaced logs can still be seen on the south side of the cabin. Clapboards, a porch, fancy trim, and a fence were added as the years passed. As Nevada City buildings became abandoned, the Finneys took them over as outbuildings, including the summer kitchen. Water for laundry was drawn from an open well near the back door, but drinking water is carried from a spring a quarter-mile away. Rare examples of muslin-lined interior walls, the popular method of decorating on the western frontier, remain intact. Their daughter Cora Finney, who lived here all her life, died in 1958 and was the last old-time resident of Nevada City.
Oh, wow.
I want to look inside.
Go ahead.
Come here, Huck. Whoa. Look at the trim on by the ceiling.
Yeah.
That's cool. How neat. the gunsmith.
Yeah. What'd you find, Huck?
Well, right now we're in what's called Chinatown.
Oh, this is old Chinatown.
There are 7 buildings that consist of Chinatown. They were moved from various locations. They're representing an often forgotten element of Montana mining camps. In 1870, 10% of the territorial population was Chinese. Nearly all were male, and in 1870, census takers recorded each individual only as a Chinaman.
Hiding out in the shade over there.
How'd you feel about sharing this cabin with me?
With you? No problem. I don't know about with this mongrel right here, though. It sure is a tiny little cabin. Chinese laundry. I guess they were mainly shorter because they were for the Chinese. They were shorter.
So I think starting this weekend they're having demonstrations in all these, so I'm sure they're getting them all set up.
Oh yeah.
I wonder if they look like this year round or if it's just for the demonstrations this weekend.
I would assume they probably shut everything up and get it ready for winter and close it down, I'd imagine. I don't know how much snow they really get here in particular, but the Sedman House. This house is a focal point among Nevada City buildings. This charming home originally stood at Junction City, a mile and a half north of here, where it was built in 1873 as the fine in-town residence of rancher, gold miner, and legislator Oscar Sedman. Later the Junction Hotel and then a stable, it was moved by Bovies to Old Town and then back to Nevada City. There's the dining room. You can see on the other side, a little entry where we were just at connects there to the other side of the house. pantry, and kitchen. Which one's this? This looks like somebody's cozy little cabin.
I'm thinking this is called the Callaway Cabin. It was home to attorney James E. Callaway. This was his first law office, and later he moved the building from the nearly abandoned Nevada City to serve as a bunkhouse on his ranch in Upper Ruby. When the ranch was to be sold in 1976, the family gave the building back to Nevada City. It is currently furnished with the items the Glenn family used in their year 2001 family and 1885 homestead experience filmed in the PBS series Frontier House. There's all sorts of that from here.
Yeah. Here we have a school, reputed to be Montana's oldest standing public school. This tiny cabin served Twin Bridges from 1867 until 1873. The teacher made $40 per month, and classroom resources were sparse. One teacher is said to have used a potato as a globe, peeling areas to represent oceans and leaving the continents unpeeled. The students shared in cleaning, fetching water, and firewood. This tiny school with its teacherage is typical of many rural schools even into the late 1940s. Old wagon shop.
You want to hear something cool about this one?
Sure.
So, guests at Yellowstone Park's Canyon Lodge dined in this enormous 1911 building until the Park Service replaced the log structures with more modern buildings in 1959. The blacksmith shop, equipment, and inventory of the Butte Carriage Works, as well as vehicles from various time periods, now fill this huge interior.
Oh.
So this used to be a dining lodge
Oh, wow. Now it's just kind of...
in the Yellowstone National Park. They moved it here.
Oh, so this whole building used to be in Yellowstone as a dining hall.
Yeah,
Wow.
at the park's Canyon Lodge.
When did you say they moved it here?
Looks like they moved it here around 1959 when they replaced the ones in the park with more modern buildings.
Okay. Here we have the Linderman Building. Acclaimed Montana author Frank Bird Linderman ran a store, assay office, and newspaper, the Sheridan Chinook. In this building from 1898 to 1905, Linderman bought the building and businesses for a down payment of $5, all he had at the time. Moved from Sheridan in 1978, this was the last building moved to Nevada City by the Bovies. The Dimsdale School. Dug into the hillside on Cover Street in nearby Virginia City, this 1863 small cabin served as the town's first school, operated privately by Thomas Dimsdale. Mary Ronan, one of his students, remembered Dimsdale, saying he was an Englishman, small, delicate-looking, and gentle. Dimsdale charged a weekly tuition of $1.75 to attend his school. Dimsdale became editor of the Montana Post in 1864, and his Vigilantes, first published in 1865 in serial form in the newspaper, became, in 1866, the first book published in Montana. Dimsdale was named Montana Territory's first superintendent of public instruction. Never in good health, he died at age 35, shortly after his book was published. Rattlesnake habitat. I bet.
We have rattlesnakes here.
I don't know if they're as thick as they are in Arizona, but it seems like the right high desert, warm climate.
They were convicted for the killing of a man during an attempted train robbery. This was in White Sulphur Springs, built in circa 1895.
Wow.
The building was donated here in 1975. Oh, and it has been a popular background for several movies, including Missouri Breaks from 1975, which helped pay for its move here to Nevada City.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, and here's the post office.
Oh, yeah. The Iron Rod Post Office. In 1873, a federal postal inspector stopped at the Iron Rod Post Office and was aghast to find the local mail facility sandwiched between a saloon and a faro bank. The mail was brought in and dumped on the floor, and everyone took whatever they wanted. The agent inquiring for the postmaster was told by the bartender that the postmaster was out hunting gold. The official then demanded the keys to the post office. The bartender took a candle box containing what mail was left over, kicked it out the door, and told the agent in no uncertain terms, quote, There's your post office. Now get. Built in 1869, the building was a post office until 1882 and then continued as a small store until the 1930s, and later it was a residence. The porch, added around the year 1900, updated the log structure to look of the 20th century. Well, that about wraps it up for our little tour slash history lesson of Nevada City, Montana. Make sure you like and subscribe to get more content just like this. We weren't able to make it to every building, and even some of the buildings we did make it to did not have any information provided. Feel free to come on down and explore this little ghost town for yourself and see if you can find something that we didn't. The historical information we provided in this video was off of the brochure that came with our ticket of entry. The brochure information was compiled by Ellen Balmer of the Montana Historical Society and John Ellingson of the Montana Heritage Commission. John Ellingson was also the artist behind the map that you get along with all this great information. Thanks for watching.